Sākam. Okay, so welcome to FinTech Close-Up. Today is quite cold outside, so maybe that's why audience is not that much today here. I hope on the other side of camera there are more audience which is watching us. FinTech Close-Up is a series of events where we invite the FinTech founders, FinTech CEOs, FinTech key persons to tell about their story, what they are doing in FinTech space, how they are building the businesses in the FinTech, to learn from them and to find out maybe what we can apply on other FinTechs as well. My name is Nauris Bloks. I'm FinTech Education Lead at Riga Business School. And today with me is Sigita Kotlere, CEO of investment platform Nectaro. Welcome, Sigita.
Hey.
So it's great to have you here. And before maybe we jump into the Nectaro story, let's maybe go a bit back and let's look who you are. So what's your background? Yeah.
Yeah, so I have been in finance industry for more than 10 years, just like the gap 10 and 15, somewhere between there. And I started to work in banks, and my first job was telemarketing, selling American Express payment cards, credit cards.
Which doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, not because of me, independently. I did very well. I sell a lot, and fun fact, I recently, a few years ago, met some American manager from American Express, and I confessed to him that he basically made my whole career because of the American Express. So I was selling those, and yeah, good opportunity, first job in telemarketing, in finance. I had the feeling during my career that I have seen and explored and experienced very different situations, and so everything from the customer perspective. And then, yeah, I have several promotions within that bank, and then
Parex or Citadel?
Yeah, Citadel, already Citadel at my time when I started their work. And then I migrate to next bank, which is Blue Orange at that time, Blue or now. And I started there as a private banker, which at that point was one of my dream jobs. They always looked good. They have these nice customers, and the jobs looked very nice on the paper. When I started working there, the Blue Orange Bank then opened a new direction, completely new direction. They wanted to start to serve retail customers in Latvia, like the full package, the payment cards, the accounts, the credits.
Banking.
Yeah, exactly. And they started to introduce that. They were like management team and already team in place. And they started to do training for whole Blue Orange employees that we will open new direction. The payment card will be Maestro. And when they came to our department, during that meeting, I commented and expressed my feelings about the offer. I said that maybe that is not will be working, or because of the whole experience I had. And after that, they invited me to meet me. I was a little bit afraid, maybe I'll cross the line or something, like bank, there is like quite strict hierarchy. And then they invited me to lead the retail servicing department. So that was my first experience starting build something from ground zero. We basically established the customer center, the call center. We established the motivation system. We worked on credit line, credit card function. We started to deliver the first bank that started to deliver payment cards at home. So you order card, and we drive with the nice Blue Orange card at your home and deliver the card. And we also was first institution in Latvia that offered remote identification also at Blue Orange. And that was the first experience. I led a team of 13. But then it was a time to switch to the fintechs, and I joined company Mintos. You probably have heard, right?
Yeah, there is small company in Latvia.
Same. And I joined company Mintos during the fast growth phase. I would say, okay, some bias, but I was like the most exciting time that we start the year with like 60, 70 persons and went at like 150. And during that time I joined, and it was like very fast growth and everything very like interesting. The fintech that you see on the TV screens growth. And after that I was invited to lead and start completely new project from ground zero, without license, without nothing, being the first person there, and to build, let's be honest, similar platform to Mintos, to Twino, have heard.
Twino, have heard.
Yeah, similar platform, Nectaro, and that was more than 3 years ago. We started.
Sorry, we will get to the Nectaro.
Okay.
A little bit step back. So you worked in the Blue Or Bank. You were leading the department. How you made the choice to actually switch to the fintech?
I didn't. I haven't. All the jobs I have been fired from. I haven't left a job in my life.
This line was closed as well.
Like if I'm working to you, there is no way you're getting rid of me. Yeah, exactly. So Blue Orange, they decided after 2 years, decided the business model, everything. They decided it's too costly. Well, we knew that on average, a customer starting to pay off after 8 years of serving in retail industry for retail customers. Till some point it was okay, but then the managerial decision was to close the department. So I fired 9 people in 1 day. For
including.
No, after the week. 1 week I'm still like close things up, and then I left. Yeah.
Okay, and in Mintos, what your position was? What in the Mintos? What your
partnership executive.
Partnership. Okay.
Yeah, so and I was working.
Partnerships or with which part?
Yeah, with loan originators. So yeah, I was working with the new companies, new markets, with large companies, Indonesia, Russia at some point at the beginning, Europe, different countries, and a lot of travel, a lot of experience, a lot of huge companies, and onboarding them, all the case study, the legal opinions, all of that.
Okay, and then Nectaro offer came, yeah? So non-compete, so you could just switch to another platform building?
Yes, there are details. If you are using the stock options, I didn't. So for me, it was without any non-compete or anything.
Okay, so and how you decided, okay, I will switch to the Nectaro? That was exciting new product?
That is the offer that you cannot refuse, you know, one of those.
Yeah.
Of course, it's interesting. I had experience building something new. It's exciting because you have the opportunity to do what you know how to do and to build something, to use your knowledge. Like you know that you have something new and you are offered the opportunity to use it for the good cause. It's like it's good opportunity.
Okay, so I guess now it's the right time to ask, what is the business model? Can you describe the core concept, how the Nectaro and other similar investment platforms work? As for students.
As for students? So for the students, well, banks do basically 3 things. Banks issuing the loans, taking the deposits, and doing money transfer, more or less. And basically, fintechs usually are doing what? They are taking one of banks' of banks' functions and making them faster, cheaper, more efficient, user-friendlier, accessible. And Nectaro have taken the investment, the deposit part, and offers for investors to invest in already issued loans. So what we are doing, we are platform, we are taking loans that have been issued by other lending companies. We're taking those loans, we pack those loans in financial instrument, like a box of financial instruments where there are several loans. And this financial instrument is accepted by Bank of Latvia, meaning European Central Bank as well, and also accepted by NASDAQ. And NASDAQ gives to this financial instrument is a number which makes it completely legit, completely in all papers recognized financial instrument. So what Nectaro does, Nectaro creates financial instruments from issued loans and offers investors to invest in. The magical part is that it's very user-friendly, so everyone can do it. We also, as Nectaro, when we created Nectaro, we are focusing a bit on younger generation, younger users, younger millennials, Gen Z. We create all the user experience for that, and well, because also it is strategical decision, because the users to be first there, because they are entering the investment market, and the entrance barrier is very low. So for us it's only €50, but and you can start to try. You can try investment, and that's all is regulated by Bank of Latvia, and we have IBF license, which is an investment brokerage firm. It works under MiFID in Europe, and it's very strong license. It's very close to banking license.
Yeah.
Something I missed?
Twino can invest from €10 only. The difference. But Nectaro is quite young in the market, so it's 3 years. So how old are the Nectaro when it's
2 years.
2 years, yeah. So how did, because it's already saturated. The Twino was founded 10 years ago. Mintos a bit more than 10 years. There is Via Invest, others. So why Nectaro was founded? So what was the reason for that? Because market is already there.
If we speak about competitiveness and unique selling points or being better than someone or creating better product than someone, when we speak about the digital product and when your market is like enormous, it's huge. It's at the moment it's whole Europe, but potentially it could be all world. Yeah. So I think that the product that you create, it doesn't need to be better than the second or the third product. You need to find your niche. You need to find your target market, your target customer, and that is for the investors and for every customer. When there is the more supply, you can win from that, and you can choose something that is more important for you. For example, we have comparably higher interest rate versus the other regulated platforms. We are playing very much with community and communication. We are implementing what the investors are saying. We are pushing on younger generation. We have this educational content. We are working with gaming industry, not but like we are offering our advertising there. We are working with this younger generation, and we have our customer to find that the first year was harder, I admit that, but in the second year we have this feeling that we have find our customer and they have found us. Of course, there are a lot of people, investors who overlap, but there is that you are looking for your niche, and it doesn't mean to beat someone, but to find your niche, because the market is full. It is reddish ocean, but it's also very large.
Okay, so it's not to try to compete, but actually just get your own niche in the market.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so you already mentioned that, so that you position yourself and uniqueness in your platform is this different type of customer which you try to attract, right? So the younger, has that strategy been valid? So now you see you have this customer. Did you found it?
It's very good, and it's very hard to answer, because I think that we are getting there. We are seeing from the results the issue is being that, of course, the customer that you are coming for and we are coming from, and the German market as such, German older millennial as a ideal customer, it's low-hanging fruit. They already know about the platforms, they know about the Latvia, they know how it works, so it is easy to work with them, it's easy to maintain them. But in long-term strategy, we have the percentage of the marketing, or we have the percentage dedicated of our effort that we are putting into only for these new markets and for this new segmentation.
Okay, let's talk about some major milestones in the Nectaro journey. So how you would evaluate what are the major things that has happened since the founding of Nectaro? There's not that much years, but
that much has happened.
I guess there is.
Well, to be honest, for me personally, as for the manager and for the person who thinks a lot about Nectaro and plans a lot, for me the largest milestones was 1 million, 10 million, and 20 million, because my attention and maybe the team attention and how we lead the team and how we work with each other changed. The focus changed. What we are focusing for the first million was like, it was completely chaos, and we didn't understand, and a lot of problems, a lot of issues, and you are moving forward and you are launching a lot of MVP. Basically everything that you do is MVP. Everything's not working. Either it is like dedication to launch the MVP, or rather you just launch a product, it didn't work, and you call it MVP. So there's like 6, 7 two options. And that was the first million, and after that we started to see that the things is happening, that we will be there, and then we work on the product, we changed product, we launched new product, we added business loans rather than personal loans, which helped to grow. We added auto invest, which helped to keep the money. Also, we added features that helps us also on retention, rather than just that acquiring, pushing, screaming, offering money and cashback. We started to work with the base. We started to work with the keeping the money, with the product, with with the improvement of existing product. And after that, when we saw the real growth, and then with one moment, I remember very clearly 2025 summer, that at some point we have this feeling that we stopped all the activities. I think that even my marketing manager went to vacation or something. And there was few days that we see that we are really growing, doing nothing. I remember those few sunny days, and from that phase, like, again, like completely new stage, bigger goals, bigger ambitions, more also processes, more strategy, more answers why we are doing that, less of the quick fix, like the feeling that you are the part of something bigger, and now this bigger is starting to asking from us something like quality and things like that. So I really vividly remember those few sunny days, and from that point I think that some natural growth was achieved, and that was like the fruit of something we have been working 2 years before that.
Okay, that's cool. Let's talk numbers. So how big is assets under management currently in the Nectaro?
22 million euros.
How many investors?
Around 3,000
active
investors with invested money, not just allowed to invest, but who are investing really registered 11 or 12,000, something like that.
And geographically, majority
Most
German?
of German, second being Latvia, and then France, Spain, Portugal, Austria. Like, well, after that the distribution is quite even. But Germany, yes, of course, and Latvia for us, which is also know that it's not common from the platforms, but for us it is. I don't know, maybe.
No, for us it's third biggest audience. It's also quite high.
Because I have heard that other platforms don't even try to do it in Latvia because they market the average portfolio, so things like that. But
Latvians don't like to invest in high interest.
They prefer lower interest rates.
Like the bank products.
So there is no match because the preference is for lower income. So.
But we have hackathon soon, so where we will try to address this question, how to turn savers to investors. So, but going back to the numbers, so how big is the Nectaro team?
We have 14 people.
4.
14. No, 14.
Yeah. 4, okay.
14 people working only on Nectaro, legally, mentally, with hearts and everything. And we have functions that we outsource, but outsource within the group. So Nectaro is part of the large group, so we are outsourcing HR because we don't need them full time. We are outsourcing help desk, design.
IT is dedicated for Nectaro?
IT is dedicated.
Okay.
We have that within, because I think, especially if you are building product that I'm referring, like user-friendly, the vibes, the look, it is very important to have within the team, because we have our own, I don't know, microsystem and the vibes and the goals and the meetings. So I think that IT is very important part of the team for them to have this also the feeling and the big goal, because they're literally building the Nectaro. I'm not building, I'm just like watching like others are building. So, and for them to build Nectaro, for them to build Nectaro, they need to have the feeling that they are part of the Nectaro.
Okay, bit back to the Nectaro's origin story. So you started in the time when the license was already required. So when you joined, you had to first to get the license. That was the first task. So
yes,
that was something that you started with.
Yeah. When I joined, there was like already something have been started before the COVID, then paused, then restart, and then paused again. So I joined, there was like a pile of old procedures, and something was like pre-approved, something not, and we need to like rewrite them and pre-approve and approve and get to the license. When I joined, like in third or second day, I was introduced to founder of the group, whole group, Danino, Alex Weinstein, and I was introduced to him, and he was asking like, so the license, like when? I was like, 3-4 weeks. 6 months later, 6 months later, we obtained the license. No, it wasn't like the issue. There wasn't like really issues with Bank of Latvia, issues on our side. It just is a lengthy process. Yeah. And doing that for the first time, and it's just this complex process. So for the first 6 months, it was just writing the procedures. Also, good think about that. Maybe if you are joining already, if I will be joining the already made and launched platform, I will never in my lifetime read all the procedures. Currently, I know all 86 procedures by heart because I have written them, I have rereading them, I have corrected them. So I know all that from, I can easily, like in the meeting, say, no, that is not according to procedure. According to the procedures, we need to ask 3, not 4 points. So that's also maybe something beneficial, but I would change that for that 6 months? Probably yes. But looking at the bright side, at least I know the whole procedures and all the processes.
And what's your education background? It's not legal.
No, it's not legal. I have MBA,
Okay.
Bangkok School, and this double degree with the Swiss Economic School.
Okay, okay. Just background for the audience. Yeah, so Twino was founded in 2015. The license was not required about such kind of operations up till 2021. So, and then the whole industry was changed because it required the license. Yeah, so, and as Nectaro started later, they had actually to do the licensing from the beginning. But in Twino, we had a 2-year period when we had to restructure operations, get the license. Yeah, so it's not even 6 months. For us, it took like 2 years.
But it is hard. It is hard to switch something already huge and working to completely new setup, or as for us, I was the first employee, so there is nothing, so you just build everything. But that process, like obtaining license before building the fintech, is completely against everything you have learned about the fintech. I also have read plenty of books. I have learned about how to build the fintechs, all of that. And when you are building fintech who is already regulated before it is launched, it is like completely backwards. No MVP, no nothing. So before you creating the systems, you write very detailed documents approved by regulator, how it will work.
Yeah,
and then you go to those procedures and try to translate them somehow to IT, and they're saying there's no change that it will work. And then you need to like change the procedures or push, or it's like completely the opposite, what you learn about how to launch the
product first, and then everything else.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, but sometimes also due to this legacy, I want to burn everything down and start from scratch, because sometimes it's easier not to keep 8-year legacy and try to somehow get into the regulatory framework. Yeah. So.
Especially in that case, also the team, also the people who have been working for 8 years in one specific setup, and they are now restricted in their like possibilities to do anything, to moving speed, to launch new products, because the entrance barrier with new product for the regulated company, it's also, there is no MVP. You don't want to try something if you need to align that with regulator for 6 months.
Yep. Okay, good. Let's check in with the audience. Maybe we have some questions from the audience about the discussion so far. Here is, and there is as well.
You were speaking about like getting the license first and then starting the operations. How did you finance all of that? Were there a lot of original investors or like starting capital already there?
Very good question. I know that, but most of the companies, this is like the most important part, and for most of the CEOs, it's one of the most important part to search for the funding, to search for the investors. In our case, the important part of our story is that Nectaro is a daughter company and part of extremely large group of companies, basically conglomerate. There are the main part is working in USA, and there is like selling flying tickets and travel tickets, and there is the whole division with the finance institutions. There are lending companies who are issuing loans, Moldova, Romania, Philippines. There are payment institutions which are making payments. I don't know what payment institutions do. And then within the group, a decision was made to create the investment platform. So the funding was there, we approved the budget, the creation of the investment platform before start to work will cost X. Founders, the group supplied us with the money as far as we are within the approved budget. So that was never the issue for us. So in that case, like Nectaro, I could sleep easily for that question, because I know that the only task for us, as for the all companies, to the shareholders, was to be in the budget.
Yep. We had some more questions.
I also had a question regarding the interest for your customers? Like, what are the numbers?
Yeah, our average interest rate is around 13% per year before the taxes, and we're also deducting the taxes.
And it's insured by the governments, those 70,000 euros per person, or what was the number? If I invest in your
yeah, if you invest in a platform, and because of the Nectaro, you are not able to have back your money, like return your principal. If because of the Nectaro, then government is guarantee you 20,000.
Okay.
Yeah, there is guarantee fund, yeah. But there is very specific cases.
Yeah, because if because of the Nectaro, Nectaro is like if
not
there
due
is
to
like
failing financial instrument or something. If it's
yeah.
gross negligence by Nectaro, fraud or something like that, which is not happening, right?
Yeah, and also it's important to tell that this is not like investment advice.
Yeah, it's
and
not.
All investments are holding the risk.
Twino,
Let's go.
Yeah. Also not an investment advice, but we have 12% average interest rate and 12 months product. The same applies to the 20,000 euro guarantee fund. Yeah. So because we are also investment brokerage firm, the same license, MiFID license, we are in the totally same, just little less interest. So as we are longer in the market, we have so customer base we can afford.
Because you pay less to them.
Yeah. Okay. Any more questions? Yeah.
Yes, this is a question for both of you. I understand that the addressable market is enormous because it was basically you're reaping the retail market, which traditionally has not invested. But how do you go about converting the mindset of people that have traditionally not been used to investing, maybe just to consume? How are you actually managing that shift so that you can convert the addressable market?
Mm-hmm.
You will have a hackathon next week exactly on this topic.
We are still trying to solve this question. Yeah, it's a good question because I'll tell my story, but afterwards your story. Because initially it was really hard to explain what is the peer-to-peer investing because that was totally new investment asset class which nobody knew. So it was unsecured at that time because that wasn't licensed. And I still don't know why, but the German investors were the first who actually started actively investing in this asset class. So either they have so much money that they have invested everywhere else and they looking how to diversify. Initially it was really to educate and tell that this is different than others. So there is another option how you can invest your money. And of course the interest rate was much higher and in that sense stable because it's 12% annual. There is no like volatility on that. So you just invest 1,000 euros, you get 120 euros. Yeah. So and you have approach a bit different. You are targeting the younger audience, so it's even still more complicated to educate them.
Yeah, exactly. So globally, the increase of investments was around and after the COVID because people were sitting at home, they have some spare money and things like that, and they all started to invest in like quite loud institutions or crypto or something that is not safe just because they have this time and the money on their hands. So what we want, and then after that, after they learn something, probably most likely statistically lose a lot, they are switching to other investment opportunities because they're starting to have interest about that. They have lost their money. They have already something at stake. So they start to think and they start to switch, and then they found other ways how to invest. But the first step must be done, and it is the hardest part to have this first step, even without the knowledge, because we are doing a lot to educate. We are publishing the articles about like investment as such, comparison about the taxes, things like that, just to work on education. But I think that the first step, especially for the younger audience, is to invest at least those 50 euros just to have the stake, just to have the interest. There's a huge difference. How do you, I don't know, read the news if you have invested in the Apple stock or if you haven't? So to have a stake, so low entrance barrier and simple product, and to tell that this is the interest rate, this is the term, this is the license, and the entrance is 50 euros, just to start trying to push on this first step, and then they will develop the interest naturally. But of course, for example, like the tools for that is like $1 million question.
Yeah, so we are also trying to crack the code, yeah, because of course we are competing with very saturated investment market. You can invest in so many things, so why the peer-to-peer or alternative investments in loans are somewhat better. Yeah? So initial years it was only about the interest rate. The more the interest rate, the more customers you can gain. Now it's not only interest rate, now it's also liquidity, stability, licensing, so there's more factors. Investors are getting more sophisticated, which is good. Yeah, so they start to evaluate the risks a bit different. Okay, going back, yeah, so about the Nectaro, so how you evaluate, what has been the key drivers for Nectaro's growth? How you see what has been in your story that helped you grow? I guess the big group behind you, yeah, so that could help.
Yeah, that helped. That helped from the resource perspective, from the, as already we discussed, from the capital perspective. That also freed up some my mind and team's mind that you can focus on the growth because you know that you are supported. Other than that, yeah, there's this I think the Chinese saying or that if you stay long enough next to the river, you can see your enemy's bodies like floating away, and that was this case with that we wanted to do something and we didn't give up, and at one point the natural growth just kicked in. For us, I think that we are creating a character for the company and we are creating community for the company. I know that everyone is saying that and not everyone tries to do that, but in our perspective we're trying to get our word on the street, and I saw that early this year where a lot of bloggers, a lot of press are posting results of the previous year, and Nectaro was praised as a company that listens to the investors, that fulfill the investors' needs. And if we have this growing phase for 2 years, we are growing, we are making new products, we decided to involve investors in that. We have very active Telegram chat. We are acting of what they are saying, rather we are replying or we really introducing. If they are asking for the filters on their portfolio page, we're making filters and launching them in 1 month, and then we go back and say, hey, you asked, we delivered. And also some witty points and some sense of humor. For example, one example to show how we try to approach our investors and ourselves is that last year the largest P2P platform, Mintos, they, for example, introduced the fee for using AutoInvest. The AutoInvest fee was introduced, it was 0.29% if you are using AutoInvest, which makes sense, and etc. We saw that, and what we did in few weeks, we launched a campaign. We launched, not campaign, but we launched new feature that we will be adding and paying 0.29% more when all investors using AutoInvest. So basically, we reach in their customer base. We get our word on the streets. We use some guerrilla marketing. It costs already, no, it costs like the developing time, but it's pretty fast to develop. And we have our word on the street. And Nectaro now is perceived as this like witty, bit reckless, with a sense of humor. So you need to build the company that have the character, especially if you are working in red ocean, in very fulfilled market. You have to somehow stand, not even, you don't need to stand out, you need to find the people who have the same vision as you.
Okay, and then did that work? Did you convert from the Mintos those customers with this campaign?
Well, we heard that it
get attraction.
I think that is one of the tools why this natural growth kicked in, because we announced that. We saw a lot of responses, like in the chats, in the press environment, but we didn't track like how many exactly we get. At least we get our award on the streets, because people who didn't know, who were like Mintos investors for some time, they have heard about us after that.
Okay, has there been time then that I don't know, you or maybe the founder of the group decide, okay, this will not work till you get to this natural growth study? Okay, let's cut the project.
No, not.
Or it was just let's push it through no matter what. That's good.
It was, yeah, but you know, it was hard, like the first year and first 0.5 years, but we still were on the budget. We still were everything according to plan. No one likes the regulation also gives you the burden of the cost, like you need to have the team and everything, and no one in our team and in our shareholders who has like also extensive experience in banking has no illusions about that. So this was like, according to maybe for me personally, it's just like hard to work and to compete, and to every day you like need to wake up and pushing for the results. For me maybe personally, but as for the shareholders, for our relationship, we have always been within the budget and within the approved goals. So there's no just like case like, oh, we're working for 1 year and we don't have like portfolio X.
Yeah.
More or less we have been also always on the plan.
Okay, and like Twino is a platform where we are listing or financing the sister companies only. As Mintos is an open platform where they are attracting loan originators. What type of platform the Nectaro is?
As for now, we are working with affiliates only. We're working with affiliates. It started with the sister companies, so all the lending companies you have on the platform is our sister companies within the group. Last year in December, we launched one company which is not our sister, but it's our cousin company. So basically, we have this whole group. Yeah, there is like finance, all the finance. We have been working for 2 years with only this side. In December, we launched Dynatech, which is in Latvia a very known company, one of the largest employer with the higher salary who employs IT and other specialists. We launched them on the platform for them to attract investment. And that was like, so we are already expanding outside the eco-finance. We are working and thinking about other products with the Danino, maybe something looking at America or something like that. Answering your question, there is no promises made or no strict regulation regarding that if the project is interesting, and also very important if it's like not maybe conflict of interest with our current business and with our like sister and family tree as you call that. So we are open, we can review. So it's basically we are more focusing on interesting projects rather than going just by the lending companies.
Okay. You already told about the mindset when you are building the product. You listen a lot in the community, you listen a lot into the investors, but how you maintain your own like vision and still kind of embed the investor? So how you see what is the vision for Nectaro, and what is the mindset about the Nectaro's future in the product building? So.
If we speak about the product building, it is very complex and interesting because we are only 14 people and there is no this like strict project manager, business analyst, tester and product owner. There is no.
Does everything, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. There is the burden of that, and there is the magic in that, and with that I want to say that the most important part, I think that my main task is to maintain the team that can think about the new projects, can come up with the new projects despite the direct responsibilities or despite the daily job description. For example, currently in the development stage we have few projects, and one was not delivered, but one was the mind creation of our investor manager. Recently I had a call from our compliance board member, and he's like, do you have 2 minutes? And we have a call. I have this amazing idea. Can we do this, and maybe we can work with that company, and maybe we can add some interest rate on what they're keeping in the accounts, and that way. So in your team you must create the team. The smaller the team is, the most important is for everyone to be on the same page, and to be not on the same page, but to be creative, to have this vision, to want something, to see the Nectaro as something you can add, something that you can come up with ideas, and for them to go into the meetings and thinking about Nectaro and how we can implement that to Nectaro. That is very important for our team, and at some level we achieve that. So that is one cool feature about product creation. If we see about the big picture, we don't have 5-year plan. We are going very well with the promises that we have made for our shareholders, and as for every CEO, it's one of the most important part. The second most important part of their customers, but that depends, 6, 7. Yeah, the goal is to offer basically, what we also want to maybe to make live this vision about newer investors, about maybe more accessible finance, to switch for that target audience, not completely, but as a main target audience, and to offer them the products. We are looking currently at few products that we can add, other asset classes. So we want to add new one asset class this year, but let's see where it takes this. We have several also discussions about tokenization. We have stopped that, paused that for some period of time. So yeah, but yeah, definitely more asset classes rather than new lending companies. New lending companies as exception if the product is good, if it is very interesting, but new asset classes most likely.
Yeah, I guess the Mintos again is a trendsetter with adding more asset classes. So any other platform also have to think how to get out of the loans only. Yeah, so
yeah. But from the investors, when we speak with the influencers and with the investors, they are not so keen about those ideas. They are a bit scared that they will need to finance that, that the interest rate will go lower, or the additional fees will be introduced. And they are not so happy when I speak about them. That is maybe also something that keeps me still like a bit unsure about those new asset classes. We are working on that. We want to test it. We have some potential partners for that already. But for the investors, I think that they also have different experiences, and they are not very keen. If you're saying we're adding a new asset class, most of them are a bit scared about that.
yeah, I can agree on this. The same is actually in our investors also. They say if you add something new, add it in different platform, in different UI. Don't mess up our UI. How we can invest easily on auto investors. So it's interesting. Okay, let's check again with the audience. Maybe we have a few more questions. Yeah.
Yes. Could you be so kind and elaborate? Do I get you correctly that your customers are basically the physical persons instead of legal ones?
We have legal ones as well. And recently, some of them, especially from the Latvia, because of the tax reasons, because if you are the wealth management company or you're investing to the company, usually the company invests larger amounts.
Yes, that's
we have,
question,
we work with legal entities as well. Also, we have full automated flow for the legal companies. When we launch only with the physical persons, with the retail investors. And there's like this section, legal, and then just write to support if you're a legal person. But we switch to the normal flow in a few months, and currently, it's fully automated flow for the legal entities. You can open one.
Yeah, for legal entities only also the same. For us, it's just a bit longer onboarding due to the AML KYB factors. You have to get all the UBO factors.
So most of the times you will be asked something, but again, there can be cases if you are a Latvian company, everything is available, so we will on our side do all the document reviewing and everything. It is possible that you will get accepted without contacting you, but it's just like more complex to onboard, so it can take a few days, but there can be cases that you are onboarded automatically as well.
Okay. And then the other question from my side about the geographics of those investments made. Is it something you can elaborate as well?
Yeah. For us, it is also like speaking of unique selling points. From the investors I have heard that we have geographic regions that is not so common offered otherwhere. We have Romania, Moldova, Philippines, Cyprus, Latvia. That's all. I hope I didn't forget it.
Everywhere.
Exactly.
So it's diverse, not only the continent-wise and country-wise.
But at some point in your life, you start to understand how small the world is. It doesn't really matter like where to open your business. It's like just legal opinion. Depends on the legal opinion.
That's the we need in Latvia. Yes. World is small. We can.
The only question is about the legal opinion.
Legal opinion and regulation. Yeah. Okay. Any more other questions? Okay, then let's maybe a bit zoom out from Nectaro's story. So, and also you have worked in the banking for a quite long time. So, and in a different fintech. So, is there something that you have understood about the fintech product building? Is there some tips and tricks that you can share? So, what is important to build successful fintech products?
For what I have learned, also working within the group, working with other partners, also within the other lending companies, it's very good quality to have is the not the skill, but the courage to make decisions. So a lot of things, a lot of projects stops and getting slower because someone is somewhere is thinking, or even if they already knowing the answer, they are not taking the decision. They somehow want this to pass away or to be forgotten or things like that. So I think that helps you move way more faster that you are making a decision. And I always challenge my team, I always challenge my colleagues, like if we are speaking about something and then we just like, let's meet in 1 week, what you will be doing, what you need to think about, let's make a decision. So a lot of things like this is not, it seems very, very simple advice, but if you will start to follow that and look at that, there is a lot of people, especially surprisingly in management positions, who are afraid to make a decision. That should be followed with the understanding and with the with the skill that you are taking the responsibility. For everything that happens, you are taking responsibility. So you make a decision, it is good or it is bad. If it is bad, you take the responsibility, it's my mistake, and you move forward. And if you have combination of these two skills, of these two possibilities, that you have this mental capacity and courage to make, it helps you move very fast. And yeah, and the decisions, even if you, if with more time you will have the possibility to make maybe better decision, it's not always worth it. It's sometimes even is better to make decision faster and maybe not so well thought through, but in the long term, of course, it depends. It's not like one fits all, but for me, it works well. If I have this ability to make decision and take my responsibility, it helps for me to move very fast. That is one. Well, second, yeah, the fintechs, it depends. Are you want to be regulated or unregulated? I suggesting you the second option. If you can, then you go for unregulated. Yeah, because it's like, it is normal business circumstances that you open the business, you grow the portfolio or the client base or whatever, and then you go for the license, for the regulation. Of course, the second option, as we did, it is also possible, and for us work pretty well, but it's of course, it bit breaks your brain if you want to launch the fintech, because it is completely opposite of how you imagine launching the fintech. What else, like from the personal note, I don't know, maybe listen to the music, watch some movies, keep yourself educated, emotionally educated and interested in the world outside your whatever you are building, because I think that a lot of you speaking lately about the biohacking and how important it is to sleep well, to eat well, for you as a manager, as a high performance person to do your job well. But I think that it's very important for mental health, but not exactly like for mental health like in classical understanding, but exactly to keep your mind entertained and interested in other things outside your daily job. Just in the end of the day, just to be the interesting person. So like you don't have like,
boring
don't speak about your fintech like 24/7 in all the family gatherings, chill.
Yeah, bit about the regulation. So you mentioned, yeah, so that regulation is a quite high barrier for any fintech who wants to do something in the regulated space. But so why Nectaro? Actually, that's a question from YouTube, which we audience. Why Nectaro decided to choose Latvia as a regulatory framework, not to go for Lithuania? Because the group-wise, most likely you had several options, not only Latvia. So what's the case there?
So my direct manager, founder, and also member of the board is Latvian. He lives in Latvia. And he found me, so I also live in Latvia, and that was this natural feeling that we are both here and the main office is here also, so we didn't really go for the legal arbitrage or regulatory arbitrage. It seems like the right thing, and basically it's also the phrase that we use at Nectaro a lot. When we need to decide something, we usually, the first choice, the first question is, what is the right thing to do? And at that point, that seems to be the right thing to do. I also consider the Bank of Latvia to be a solid partner to work with. They are responsive, they are friendly, they are regulatory. At the end of the day, we must acknowledge that, but other than that, they are a workable partner. So yeah, and in the end of the day, this is the right decision. We knew that the office will be here, we know that I will be here, and like the arbitrage with the legal offices, registration, things like that just didn't seem like the suitable choice for us.
But did you even evaluate different regions, or you just decided Latvia?
I did. Well, I was the one person, so I did research myself.
Yeah.
I had like Excel, and I had a few. I think that at that time, 3 years ago, it wasn't so common to use. I don't know. Googling, and I had calls with legal offices, so I have my contacts from the previous experience. I did some calls with legal offices, like light legal opinions. I have that, and that was also more for the making a decision, for have this educated decision to be made. However, I was thinking that the Latvia is the right thing still, but you know, like in the thinking process, in the decision-making process, is good that you have like other options and you like for the thinking process. So we evaluate few of them, but we made decision about Latvia.
Okay, a little bit about, we already touched some technology side. So about emerging technologies, you mentioned that tokenization you kind of evaluated, you put it on hold because technology is not yet there, or you don't see how it fits into your product portfolio?
The second option, because depends what you tokenize. So what we are doing now is the loans, you must agree that at some level, legally, we are doing like some kind of tokenization. It's not happening.
It's
the
not on the blockchain,
but legally you are taking the loans, you are making that in financial instrument, you offer to your investors to invest in. So without using tokens and blockchain, explain what you are doing with the tokenization. It's basically the same. So it's basically the same, and if you're doing the same, so adding that to our existing customer base doesn't make sense. The interesting part would be to attract the investors who are searching for tokens, so the crypto investors, and attract crypto investors, like good luck. It's super costly, it's new customer base, and to start the new fight while we're still in this fight. Yeah, exactly. So we thought about that, we paused that, but of course with the right partner in the right time, we can speak about that. Modern technologies.
Yeah, what about AI?
AI, let's go, Anita.
AI has changed something. Okay, product-wise, I guess it's really hard to do something with AI because it's a regulated, the AI is a black box. But like in Nectaro operations, has that helped somehow?
What do you think about AI?
No, we are trying to apply it as much as possible, but not on the product side. Because product side, it's really hard. It's unpredictable in sense. So auto invest, which you have and we have, so it's more like rules how to invest, it's not AI.
Yeah, exactly.
But in productions, we are trying to automate all the reporting, for example, and also using AI to help us to figure out how to do things better in the operations-wise.
Like reporting, some like, I don't know, like programming as well, some IT?
Program, of course, the IT, and also in the product operations as such as well to support clients, so that part. Are you doing something in that sense?
We have accounts for the company, and we are using for some documentation part and some writing stuff and summaries and things like that.
Individual
Yeah. However, I recently had managerial trainings on AI. Not few hours, few days of those, and we started opening, not in Latvia, and the opening, there's like really active pro AI guy, and the opening, the first phrase that he shared was that he is completely sure there's some data, but you know, with the ChatGPT you can have any data that you want, that there is a data like all the companies that will not start using AI now will be stop existing in 3 years. So that is the fact. That is how we started the training. In 3 days, after the 3 days, we ended up our session with that with practical tasks that we were creating videos with ourselves to greet the new employees with the AI-made video rather than doing that ourselves. It's like, that way we will stop existing. I think that AI will change the world, but we don't know how yet. I think that is the great answer to the question that we don't know yet. And I think the most of the companies who are investing heavily in AI are thinking the same. This is like super great. We don't know how it will pay off. So that is also, I'm a bit skeptical about that. So currently, if we will see the fit and if we will see the product and how it can solve, we definitely can introduce that. Currently, we are using that in some, I don't know, like in some very low level. We have accounts we're using from documents, for summaries, for things like that. But other than that, the function, the technology cannot be goal itself. It needs to help. If it needs to solve something. If there is nothing to solve at this moment, so it can be the goal itself.
Yeah, yesterday I was reading the Harvard Business Publishing Journal, and there was a very good example. When the electricity was invented, it took 40 years of manufacturing to actually figure out how to use it efficiently, how to build out the infrastructure to use it, and somehow everyone has forgotten to take a lot of time.
36 years more to go.
AI, I think, will be faster, but I think still it will take some time to figure out how to apply it.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, good. We could discuss other things as well, but we have to start to wrap up. I'm not sure, maybe there is some other questions. Yeah, there is.
So since you are located in Latvia, how easy is to find the necessary talent here in Latvia, or you are importing employees also from abroad?
From Moldova.
Good question. At the beginning, when we start to build Nectaro, it depends also on your goal. It depends on your goal, how you are searching and who are you searching and what are you searching. I think that a lot of companies are missing the very vision of what you are searching. What personalities, what do you need at that time? When we started to launch Nectaro, we were searching, all of us were with the previous experience and a lot of previous experience in different platforms. We had like dream team from like Twino, Mintos, like Debitum, like we basically had the team. Everyone had some related experience. And the beginning was very important because we were a young team. We didn't know how. We didn't know, that we are afraid of the things we don't know. I don't know what will go wrong, and the better the knowledge base we have, the best we can do. So we started that way, and that was like main goal, how we were searching someone. Currently, we are switching as like more mature company. We're switching more to personalities. So personalities is more important than maybe the experience, maybe the previous like job experience as well as the company experience. So currently, we are searching more for personalities for the long run, for the persons to bring something on the table. For us, it have been, I would say, okay-ish. Yeah, we haven't experienced like huge problems or huge like problems to seek new employees, but we are a 14 people team. So we usually seek 1 or 2 persons per year, so it's doable.
So it's still a future for you, future problem for you. Start to scale up the team.
We are doing that very viciously, and we spend a lot of time on that because of this personality. Imagine it's super important for us. But yeah, with our scale, with our new persons, for us it's not a problem yet.
Okay, good. More questions? No questions. Okay, just to summarize and wrap up our discussion, so if you were to give one piece of advice for someone here who will tomorrow start to build a fintech company, so what would be that advice?
The thing really helped me is to listen to very aggressive rap music.
Rap music?
Yeah, because if you have heard how this manifestation works, everyone have heard manifestation. And imagine yourself listening to very aggressive rap music who is saying in your headset that I did it, I made it, no one believed me, I win, I won, I'm the best. If you're listening to that like 3 hours per day, that should work.
That's how you wrote the 86 documents.
Exactly, like
with aggressive rap music.
Yeah.
Very good advice. Thank you, Sigita, for being here. It was really interesting to hear it. Let's give a round of applause for Sigita. So we wrap up today's FinTech Close-Up, but next is just around the corner. Within a month, in March 18th, we will have the next FinTech Close-Up. The guest is yet to be revealed. So stay tuned on LinkedIn, follow us, and see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.